Hello everyone. Now I decided to go ahead and do this stream live. So just for those of you in the trading room, I just want to let you know that this is going to be on the live YouTube there. All right. It's not going to enable the live chat on the YouTube in case people search for it and find that it's a little too confusing having two chats, at least right now. So the reason I wanted to do this is for those of you out there who are indeed trading the non-farm payrolls. We are short on the SPX 500 CFDs, and we are long on the euro versus the US dollar. And the situation here is we have been talking for days now, watching the charts. I even did a video on the possibility that we could see a move lower, but we knew, and I mentioned this in the video, that we knew that those couple days before the non-farm payroll are indicative of what the real move is going to be. Light volume trading days, trading days where people really are not trading. So it's easy to manipulate. So if you start to see that the stock market, make a move up into the NFP, that does not mean that NFP is going to and have a continuation. In fact, most of the time in my years of trading full time, we see the opposite. So I wanted to go ahead and stream that, tell you what we're doing here at FX Live. And, for over 10 years now, we have been coaching trading towards success. And, when you have experience day in, day out in the markets, you feel things, you get a grasp of what may happen, what may not. And I'm not going to say right now that we're going to see a pop one way or another. But what I am saying today, I am looking for a considerable move. Now, as many of you may know, it's not good to form an opinion when you're day trading. You don't always want to have a solid opinion. The day that if I am going to trade a non-farm payroll day, I will have an opinion, and I will stick with it until otherwise, let's say I get stopped out or it hits a particular level and I'm like, okay, it's time to say that I'm wrong. But it's not a day that I go ahead and I'll do a scalp, just because the nature of the non-farm payroll is back and forth. A lot of wicks, it's going up. 10 minutes later, it's going down. And we didn't even open the stock. So when that stock market opens and the volume starts to come in, I am looking for a pretty high volume move to the downside. Probably going to start around 950 when the pros start to trade. And I'm just going to stick with that. And if I'm wrong, then you know what? We have our stops, and the stops are in. And the emotional thought process is out. Just remember that saying. The stops are in and the emotional thought process is out. You don't want to get emotional. You don't even want to think. Just get it out. So, yeah, the link. Actually, you're right. I did not put the link to the broker that we use. I'll do that a little bit later. Sorry about that. I know it's true. I say, hey, and I don't even have the links there. Meanwhile, I'm saying, look below. Thanks for pointing that out, Mike. Good job, Mike. $35,000 worth of puts. A lot, my friend. A lot. Wow. Point. So you're looking at a profit of $200,000 if it reaches your level. That's a substantial profit. That's the thing with puts, with calls. You can do it. Obviously, the opposite can happen too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some videos and stuff on options. That's a great idea. Yeah, what you, hey, Doug, make sure that if you're scalping, on non-farm payroll day, that you know beforehand, okay, this is what I'm doing. Here's my stop, here's my target. Plan that beforehand, because especially on a non-farm payroll, you don't want to be stuck in a situation where you're like, oh, where did I say my exit strategy was going to be? Where am I? Where's my entry? Where's my exit? You don't want to be in that situation, because fast-moving times, you can't get enrolled in the emotional class. And I prepared everybody for this morning. You know that we met this morning at 7 a.m. All right. Went over the charts. Basically, it was like a boot camp preparation before the troops get sent into war. This is how we do it here. All right. This is how we do it. Sorry about this. I'm just communicating with my buddy who works on Wall Street here. 1 second. He's just giving me some thoughts on what he's doing today. Well, it's good to know that he just went short. It's good to know.
It's more treatable, so don't wait. Cologuard is colon cancer screening done at home. You can request it from home too. Ask your prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or learn more about online prescribers at requestcologuard.com. It's for people 45 plus at average risk for colon cancer, not high risk. False positive and negative results may occur. Ask about Cologuard today.
Steve, you've got the numbers for us?
20.5 million, a job loss of 20.5 million. The unemployment rate rises to 14.7%. 20.5 million is the most historic loss in a single month. 14.
All right. So really, I don't want to get too much into the news jargon, because you don't, again, what I've noticed in non-farm payroll day especially is ignore the news. I have seen fabulous job numbers come out and the market completely just moves lower. I've seen vice versa. So don't get caught up in that. You can be very sorry. Yeah, it's one of those things, that's right. I mean, everybody, again, the big shots, the professionals, the big firms, they know that a lot of people are following these news items. They know. Remember, for every winner in the market, there has to be a loser. So it becomes a situation where not everybody has a great time making money. Obviously, there needs to be a loser. So if there needs to be a loser, if it was so easy to put on CNBC and make $1 million, wouldn't every CNBC person watching be a millionaire? Let's listen to Kramer. He's saying that the stock market is going to be going up the next few days. Let's go ahead and buy. as he says, bye, bye, bye. So, these are very interesting, programmed as humans to go ahead and listen to that news. And as we get programmed, we become, that's one of the downfalls, and that's why a lot of traders lose. So what I try to convey is, hey, everybody's listening to the news. Everybody's making a decision for the most part. Oh, job numbers are not as bad as expected. I'm going long the SPX. Do it. Yeah, let's do it, guys. All right. Well, it's been going up the last few days. Let's get involved. Let's go long. Give it everything I got. And then 2 hours later, they're looking at the screen in dismay, wondering what the heck happened. I mean, everything points that it's going to go up. A couple days before, it was rocketing up, a total of 2.5% since Monday. And here we are Friday, everything is good. The news is good. We still have the buy signal going on. I'm going to go long. I'm going to go... Wait, it's not going up. What should I do? Oh, I'll buy more. So it's this constant emotional, engagement that you have with yourself, what you're seeing, the environmental factors, and one of them is the news. That's a major environmental factor that can assess, that can determine your decision on whether or not you're going to go long or short. We've all been there. Sometimes when you don't even believe the news, you still get trapped in it. So, at any rate, yeah, I'm down a little bit here on both trades. I didn't get into the trades knowing that I was going to be up within a short period of time. I said for the day. And I'm telling you, you people know in there, I don't take a trade in non-farm payroll unless I feel that work out in a big way. I'm telling you right now that I believe that there's a 95% chance that I'm right. So yes, I do have a sizable position short today. And to it on this move higher, I bought some puts going out to the 18th of May. I bought puts. They're cheap on the SPY. I just put that in the trade hole. For those of you out there wondering what the trade hole is, for the members, we have a little area in real time. I just basically will type in the new trades that I'm doing, and I will verbalize trades out there of some of our room members. We do have a smaller room, yes. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I know you've been mentioned to me, Avery, about your buddies who want to join. Let me get a moderator in, and then we can kind of like the size that we have right now. That's why we're not allowing any new members, at least right now, just to kind of keep it small and tight. You get a trading room with a ton of people, not ready to trade, and they just want to chat. And sometimes it just becomes, noticed that over the years. Remember, our revenue as real traders is based on trading. If I get distracted by, some room members or others do, it's really more others, because me, I can just turn things off. But, it's going to cost everybody in a professional manner, helping each other. That's what it's about. That's what we're about, helping each other. And I don't know why traders think that, they got to be selfish with their thoughts, their setups, because that's not going to help them to succeed. It's the opposite. Help yourself succeed as a trader. All right, I don't think we're really going to see anything for another half hour. That's my opinion. And I know that I'm gonna work this weekend. I'll work on that, my friends. A better program where I can draw on the screen and everything. As you people know, I'm low tech. There's been so many times I said, look, I want to better this, I want to better that in the trading room as far as technology, and I get involved in a trade. I do some analysis. I post a newsletter, whatever it may be. I email that. A lot of the stuff is done by email. And then the day is gone. You want to leave that time aside, read your son a book, your child a book, whatever you feel good. You want to spend that time with your loved ones, and you're like, by the time you fit everything in, the day is, but you got to make time, right? So I'll make time this weekend, and I'll increase my knowledge, and this way we can actually draw on the screens a little bit better. I can come here with like one of those little pencil things and say, okay, this is the top, this is the bottom. Now everybody, we have to break here, and then at that time I will take a short, and let's watch and see what happens. Now I got to tell you, people, I know real traders that are trading real money. They're not always watching. So step one, and we're different. Why don't we start off with a directional bias? Do we have an arrow up, or do we have an arrow down? Today the arrow is truly down on the stock market. Hasn't showed that yet, but that's my bias, and that means that I will not be going long unless something substantial happens. Let's say the coronavirus vaccine was announced today, ladies and gentlemen, and will be on schedule to, be given the next 7 days. That's real news, and it doesn't matter if you have a directional bias up or down. You have to say, wait a second, this is very serious, so you got to go in the direction of that move. So yes, it is true that I use feet up. Absolutely. For that reason. For the major stuff, the market moving things. There's where, real traders that make money, pro traders that make money, and then newbie traders diverge. The newbie trader is looking at every bit and piece of news to try and get that edge, not knowing that may be actually the reason why they're failing. All right. Yeah, stocks. Yeah, that is annoying, isn't that? William, get off. I agree. It's not necessary. Silly boxes. Tricks are for kids. Yeah, so far it's been a really uneventful move. Narrow range, and it was funny. It's like before the non-farm payroll, when there was zero news out, we were getting some big moves. Now, supposedly, when that big move should happen, we're getting nothing. So again, tells me that we are setting ourselves up for a pretty nice one to come here. Yeah, I'll be with you guys. I'm not going to be on YouTube live the whole time here, but happy to. And the reason I'm doing that for YouTube is because so many people say that they're doing live trades. Are they really doing live trades? Or are they just talking live? Are they putting their money where their mouth is, or are they just talking? Yep. Yeah, I'm going to put that on now. Well, let's go over that again. For those of you out there watching and want an idea of where do we go from here, if we do indeed get that that move lower. Where do we go from here? Well, let's go over the let's start with the weekly chart, right? The chart on the SPX had a beautiful reversal candle. You know, many people look at these candles, and especially those that don't use any indicators, and they're like, definitely a one short. And I have to tell you, that was enticing. All right. And then we get back up here. We have the overhead resistance right around this, and I don't think we're going to be getting above here today. So we came down. Now we're retesting that area. Where would we really need to go to have an impact on these charts? I'm going to say if we get a close 28.25 or lower, the party is over for these longs, because those charts will be painted in such a way that it's going to affect the higher frames, especially the daily chart. All we need today is a down close, and we should see a very nice crossover on that indicator that I sent to you guys with my special settings. Sorry, just on the other machine here. Yeah, so absolutely a bias, for those of you just joining us, a bias to the downside on the SPX. Bias to the downside on the SPX. The bias to the downside. And as I said, this would be, for starters, the 28.25 is my first level to the downside that I would want to see. And we may just get there today. And I know many of you new traders are like, yeah, all right, okay, watch and learn. And I'm not saying that we're definitely, you can never really be sure of what's going to happen. I'm just saying everything is lining up. And you could do what you want. I have money. It should be. And that is heavily short. It's so great to watch videos and the guys are like, well, I told you guys that this was going to happen. And, and even in that video, they said, this is going to happen. And maybe it did, maybe it didn't. But the question is, did they invest in it? Well, you guys saw my account. You know I invested in this with my own money. So if I lose, I'm losing my own money. If I win, I'm winning my own money. Isn't that what trading's about? That's why we're here, right? If I wasn't trading real money, I wouldn't have time for this stuff. What am I gonna do? Do I have no life where I'm just gonna sit here, simulate all the time? So maybe some people are rich. They have a lot of money. They can just afford to learn stuff, and bills are paid for. I have no idea. And that's wonderful too. You're a college student. You don't have to support yourself. Your parents do. And you just want to learn something. But there's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm not putting anybody down. My circumstances. I have real estate holdings. I have, I have family to support. My wife has had the luxury all these years of not having to work an outside job. And when you put all these things together, you better believe, need to be sure that I'm making my decisions. And this doesn't mean, again, I say this to people all the time, this doesn't mean that my trades are spot on to the point where they're going to be 100%, 90%, whatever. No, but I can tell you when that good trade sets up, aggressive. Excuse me. Yeah, I want to start to do that. You guys, give me an email over the weekend. Let me know who does want to come on verbally. I do like to have other people talk as long as they have, experience. I don't want anybody, miss anybody. For the new people out there, the person that's speaking should have a considerable amount of experience in trading. So I know who you are out there. So if you want to, definitely give me an email, and I want to start bringing people on, with to come on, we can both talk. Just make it more exciting. Become part of the show, so to speak. Because let's face it, what has really gone on here in the last hour that we've been together? Now, I started off just when at some point I said, might as well just stream this. So I stopped that. And, I started to stream this. Aquaman. I put that in the trade hole. I put the puts there, okay. The ones that I bought. I mean, feel free to to have a look. Yeah, so really, again, nobody knows what's going to happen in the market. I could be flat out wrong with my short bias here, my strong short bias, okay? One of those situations you just don't know. You can't foresee, the market, but you can predict a certain degree, and that's what we're here to do. Or we're trying to predict behavior in a market that's driven by emotion. And so psychology of trading becomes a very important element to consider when you are distinguishing between what trade to take. So my psychology here is the traders who have been tracking the market in the last 3 days and for the week, and this market is moving higher. Now the non-farm payroll comes out, and the non-farm payroll is not as bad as expected. So now, traders are staying long, and some of them really take their long positions today based on the job numbers. All right. So now you have an opportunity for those going short to get short into that, so to speak. That's called distribution. And then what you have is you have a flattening. You have kind of sideways action like we've been seeing here. You go in the 1 hour chart. We've been seeing that sideways action. You go in the 4 hour chart. We've been seeing sideways on that 4 hour chart. All right. The daily chart, nothing spectacular either. So yes, we've moved a little down, a little bit up. We have been in a range. So that's what we're looking for today. We're looking for the break of this range that we are in. All right. This is to the downside. Let me just, this is an immediate range now. All right. Here's the bottom of the range. And here is, I don't think it's fair. We'll just kind of use something like this. And I know it's kind of sloppy, but this would be the range that we would be looking at, give or take. Okay, give or take when I say, meaning, don't take every point to heart. We just established this theoretical range here, and then that can help us to understand where price action may go, So we take the top of the range, we take the bottom of the range. I try to break down everything very, very simple, because trading is simple. Want to? Now let's talk about that euro. Okay. The euro is basically one of those pairs that if the stock market experiences a pretty aggressive amount of selling, you're going to see the euro pop higher. It's just 9 out of 10 times. So, I mean, I took, for those of you who love to trade Forex, I had the bias to the upside on the euro dollar. Okay, but my main focus really is the futures, the stock market futures. I just think the money to be made is in that. But I believe by the end of the day, you're going to have a profit. Euro dollar, that's what we're here for. We're here to make money. All right? Some people may be here to make friends, and that's nice and everything, but why not make friends and make money, right? I mean, some of you guys meet each other, and then you're hanging out, calling each other, emailing, and I think that's wonderful, because you're making friends in this community at fxlivedaytrading.com that some of you may have for the rest of your life. And that's positive. And why not make money while you're doing it? So we're about making money. We are about making real trades, not pretend trades, not fake trades. Anybody can talk about what they're going to do if it goes here, what you're going to do if it goes there. I'm going to go up if it hits here. I'm going to go up if it hits there. Okay, did you actually take the trade? Or was that just hearsay? Is that just talk? I'm talking about maybe some other, Forex advising, because before I began doing this, God knows how many thousands and thousands of dollars I've spent. And I've tried them all. Almost all of them. And, you get a lot of these, newsletters, people coming in before the market or after the markets and saying, yeah, here's what I took today. And then before the markets would be something like, well, if it goes above, for example, here, we're doing this. If it goes below 2,900, and then I am going to go short. If it goes above 2,925, then I am going to go long. That's the set rules with these type of things. If it goes below this, then what happens? Is it going to spike and reverse up? Is this going to spike and reverse down? You want to see continuation candles. You want to make sure that price action it broke that level, and at the same time, it retested it. Did it retest in a very how can I say, market correct way, pattern? Because there's a lot of stop runs. You can get a quick pass down here, and someone's like gonna say, well, my instructor said that if it breaks 2907, that I'm going to go short. So I'm going to go short. So they go short, it reverses, and it goes the opposite way. You want to see more than just a spike through here. You want to see a confirmation of that break. And you're going to watch, and you're going to see here works. Okay? And I'm putting myself out here. I don't care. There's a live stream. You're going to see why my method works. Because I trade money day in, day out as things. I've been doing this for over 20 years. All right. I wasn't full-time in the beginning. I'm not going to say I was full-time for that amount of time. All right. I traded part-time for many years, destroying and burning accounts at first. But you're going to see this move down, and most likely as we move below this pattern, see a little spike, or at least an acceleration. All right. Now, I told you people, I'm looking for a short SPX. This newsletter out. Sent it to everyone. I put a nice little alert on it. Phyllis, you're here. Thanks for coming. Don't thank me. Let's see how this trade turns out, Pointed out the reasons why I took it. Now, I don't think it's fair to the members who are paying members for me to talk about every single detail, because they're talking about now for the free people that are watching this. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm so happy to share ideas with you. I am. We're at 29.09. I think we're gonna break 29 by well, could be very soon. Like I said, I have seen these patterns over and over and over again. There has to be a certain amount of conviction that comes from experience. And that's why there's nothing better than experience. So if you can get a mentor that's experienced in trading, you do it. Make sure that they know what they're doing and that they're profitable. You go to the website now and you try to join that room. See, I'm not taking on new members. So you try to figure that one out. I go, wait a second, he's not taking on new members. Yeah, because I'm trading my own account first and foremost. So either I have to be a complete idiot to do these videos online here, or I have to feel that I have an edge. You know? And if I was so interested in, just having my service room out there, filling it up, my goodness, I would have an indefinite amount of people. Come and join. Let's get 1,000 people in the room. We've been there with 1,000 members at once. It's just, you have to have like 10 moderators. It's chaos. I don't want that. I mean, we have thousands of members that just receive the newsletter and don't participate. And that's fine, right? But just know that first and foremost, we are traders. Educators, yes. But traders first and foremost. Let's see if we break this 2900 very soon. It's 9:37 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5/8/2020, ladies and gentlemen. And now we're starting to see the euro kind of waking up. It's still sleepy, coming out of bed on the right. You got the SPX on the left. And, we should be breaking 2900 very, very soon on this SPX. You should start to see the euro dollar. All right. Glad I got some more puts up there. Got some cheap puts. They're already doing well. In the money. Whoopee, whoopee, whoopee. Yeah. It's really just a matter of time of waiting for that right setup, We're green. We're still up for the day, The futures were up overnight. I'm telling you, I feel it's coming, and I think it's going to be today. Imagine if someone, in a trading room just goes ahead with such conviction that I have, and they're completely wrong. They're just not going to have a trading room. They're going to have a lot of people pissed off and angry, right? So, guys, I can't control the market, but just trust my experience here. Flynn, I wouldn't get out. I believe we're going much lower, but that's up to you. If you feel that, I don't want to steer you in any direction. You have to go with what you feel. I mean, you did short at 29.17. It's a nice profit. And then you can be done for the day and you can go to work. So, you have to be at work at 10 a.m. That's understandable, Or you can put your stop and your target in and leave it alone. Whatever. But the bottom line is you had a profitable, nice day so far. 2 E-minis, good. 15 points. That's pretty darn good. So it's $750 and $750. It's $1,500 in profit. And what did you really do? Okay, you're risking your money always as a market trader. But it's not like these are not stressings unless you make them. We've done our thorough research to keep that stress 28.87. That's what I'm getting there. And you're going to get these little pops from time to time. You may even get a big pop. We don't know. Essentially, is this a guarantee? Am I guaranteeing it? I don't control the market. I try to figure it out. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. All right. I think the main thing for everybody to understand is that you can trade the markets, and you can trade the markets having an edge. You just have to know how and when. More so than you have to know why. Sometimes you get these situations, you see the pattern over and over and over again. Now, I know the pattern, but that doesn't mean other people have made it long enough to learn the pattern, and then, stay alive to fight the night. There's a lot of traders out there that maybe see things happen and they lose money, and then they just never come back again. I've lasted through that period, and I've learned from my mistakes. I like to pay it forward, to you guys out there. But remember, the opening sale is nothing spectacular at this moment. I mean, we're not up a lot, so I will be holding on to this. I will not be holding it over the weekend. We're going to keep this strictly a day trade. I said for the day. Remember, this trading room is free. Sometimes I will say, okay, option, you want to hold this overnight, you do this, stop target here is what I'm doing. But ultimately, to just say I'm getting into something and then, leave it hanging, that's not the way to mentor people. Stop target. Why are we in? What may happen, what may not happen. If this happens, then, I'm doing this. If that happens, I'm doing that. And yeah, you can definitely learn that way. All right, so we are seeing some dance in the momentum here. Okay, we're seeing some choppiness on the SPX. Nothing really big happening here. Yeah, I think it's just one of those things really where you're, it's to just learn from experience. It's a good point, though, that you made. I remember when I first started, everything I thought would show up in the news, Oh, well, this was announced, and, the federal FOMC said this, so I'm going to go long or I'm going to go short. And, it was like a 50-50 thing, It just wasn't a way to have an edge. All right. I'm going to stop this live stream soon. Then I'm going to take a break. Yeah, so you had to move down to about that 29, and I had said that you're probably going to see a little bit of a bounce at the 29. I was saying this in my email. But I'm personally not, like I said, I'm not in this to just scalp. So I'm gonna look at the big picture. I didn't get out. Give it some time. Using higher time frames for this trade, not the low one. So you're going to see a lot of noise in between, but I mean, you can use that directional strategy to really scalp your trades if you want. I mean, this right here was a nice trade. You know, you had a nice big drop here. Now, good job. So don't think that you can't use the strategy that I outlined to do your scalping. Short bias, and I'm going short for the day, and I believe we're gonna have a big move. You can kind of use that and find your sweet spots, you know. Okay. A lot of people do play music. That's a good question. I don't typically, especially on days like this where I need to, really give my utmost constant and effort to determine whether or not I'm going to go long or short. But then I've seen, in college, I'd see people that had to put music on to study. I couldn't do that, except unless it was classical music, So really it's going to depend on a lot of, factors, Let me get the news feed on here. So 2911. That's the 1 minute. That's the 1 minute. I don't know why the heck this computer is not getting the internet. I have no idea. It's another one I got. Yeah, we'll be carrying it into the weekend. Absolutely, the puts, yep. Oh, I'm going to carry them till midweek. I mean, if we see a reversal, and again, look, it doesn't matter. All I said was the market topped out. So, I believe that we closed down today. At least from where we took the trade. But yes, will I be holding futures into the weekend? No, they're just going to be... will I be holding my... puts? Absolutely. Puts I'll hold typically for a week. Calls for a week. You know. Yeah, this right here is going to be for the day. I have a 108.45 buy on the euro versus the USD. That's my buy. Alright, and again, this is a trade that I'm looking to gain at least 100 pips. 200. I'm going to outline that and post that in the hole in just a little bit. But my parameters that I sent you in an email this morning, please have a look at the stop and the target. You know, adjust it to how you think. I mean, this is your trading world, not mine. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. You know, you modify it according to your risk appetite. Yeah, it definitely is a boring non-farm payroll. I mean, you know, non-farm payroll is really weird. Well, we did hit that mark where the professionals really are starting to trade now. You know, you're at the 9:53. Sometimes I see that mark at the 10 a.m. point where you do see sometimes, you know, that money, the money that can actually move and drive the markets start to come in. And then you see the big moves. But typically from 9:30 to 50, 10 a.m., you just see a lot of orders being placed, but then you tend to get that big move as you get closer to the 10 a.m., whether it's up, whether it's down. You start to see the move as traders that have an amount of capital behind them and thereby can move the market really start to make their decisions. Amateur half hour is typically from 9:30 to 10. That's when the sophisticated traders are engaging in what they think will happen, and that's just not relevant to the overall move as day traders. So for the most part, you definitely want to avoid that first half hour, with exceptions though. You know, when there's a significant amount of move, news or whatever it may be, and trade setup, you know, those parameters can be ignored. You'll see the big traders step in earlier, or just completely not even care. Maybe, you know, London traders are in control at that time. You know, again, circumstances come into play and have a lot of variables, and you learn that through experience. So we're exactly at the same exact spot that we took this short on the stock market. Not up, not down. Down a little bit on our euro dollar. driven by the fact that non-farm payroll was not as bad as they expected, I would assume. Here we are. Could it be a consolidation day? Absolutely. Eric said that maybe today is going to be another consolidation day before we move. Absolutely could be. It wouldn't be indicative of the average NFP, because a lot of times in the end we do end up with some kind of a move one way or another. But what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to end the live stream. We'll continue with the room. I'm going to go take a break too, and then I'm going to come back here, and I'll just do a separate recording as far as the outcome of this trade to follow up with the live stream. All right. It makes it more fun that way. I don't know why. I like the whole essence of trading. I always did, it's exciting. Trading in real time with real money. It separates the men from the boys, right? Or the girls from the big girls. However you want to word it. So absolutely getting a move lower. See, the euro dollar trades so choppy, I don't take it very serious. I want to see what is going to come from the stock market. The stock market gets a considerable amount of selling with volume. Again, we should see some buying coming into the euro dollar. Okay. We might see gold pop. That may affect the euro. We still see that the correlation, although it has been broken down with the gold and the euro and the gold in the stock market. So our focus trade right here, SPX, still not heading lower. But again, it's a day trade. Let's give it some time. Alright, now, just talking about this trade in general, our parameters that we learn in our room pointed to the fact that this is going to move down. So, if anything comes from this video, for those of you live streaming out there, watch this stock market. Watch it for the rest of the day, and let's see what happens. Alright, but I'm going to do a follow-up video, and that's going to be done before 4 p.m. today. Alright, so check us out, fxlivedaytrading.com. If you want to, we're going to be expanding. Right now, our live day trading room is filled, but we are going to be expanding soon. I hope you will be able to join us. Alright, have a good one, everybody. And as far as the update here, we are right around break even on our SPX. Looking for a move down today, though. So sticking with it for now.